Welcome back to the show. We're here. We're live. See, we're live. It just told me. We're live all over the place, all over the globe. And you are a part of it, and I thank you for it. Thank you. I appreciate you for all that you do. Almost there. Opening day for the Brewers. They're currently losing to the Twins, but it's nice to have baseball back. That's always a good feel. Feel good about baseball being back. It's America's game, man. Good to see fans in the ballpark, though not as many as you'd like to see. Weird rules, man. Weird rules. My headphone's dead in this ear. It's weird. It's not in 3D. It's weird, but it's back. Hopefully the Brewers can turn it around. It's like the 9th inning right now, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Wherever you are watching, gracias. Facebook Live on the Cooperville Live page. We're on YouTube. YouTube.com/Cooperville Live, and on Twitch, twitch.tv/No Limit Cooper, which is right there. And turn my hand on. There we go. Right there. It's the whole thing right in my way here, so I can't really see what's happening in this corner. Miraculous, though. We made it to another Thursday. If you tuned into the show yesterday, thank you. It was fantastic. Great show. Hour and a half straight with retired Navy SEAL Senior Chief Derek Van Orden. Vano, we're buds now. I can call him Vano because we're buds now. It was weird, though, and I want to talk about this and perhaps some changes coming to this particular live show. Because it was strange. Strange things happened yesterday during our live stream. And it's something I've been talking about since we started the show. I said at some point I'm going to say something and they're going to take us off and shut down the stream. And I think it happened yesterday. So, if you'd like to continue to support the show, keep the show going, keep the show growing, please join our Patreon. The link is now in the notes, in the comment sections everywhere. Because it was wild yesterday, I'll tell you that much. Derek Van Orden and I went on for an hour and 34 minutes. And for some reason, at the 44-minute mark, Facebook pulled the rest of the live stream. No bullshit. Not even live. We were still streaming on YouTube. We were still streaming live on Twitch. Facebook shut us down 44 minutes in. I've been talking about this. I've been saying this since the show launched. It could happen, and it happened yesterday. They pulled us off of the live stream. We were having a great conversation. We were talking about all sorts of things. Vano was going into great stories about his time as a Navy SEAL and his service. And then it shut us off. It shut us off on Facebook. So if you want to watch the entire interview, the entire conversation with myself and Derek Van Orden, it is up on YouTube. Again, youtube.com/Cooperville Live, and on Twitch. It's currently on Twitch too. Twitch.tv/No Limit Cooper. You can go there and you can watch it in its entirety. However, the Facebook video, it still exists on our Facebook page, but you only get 44 minutes before they shut it down. It happened. Obviously, they're listening. They're paying attention. And when things get brought up, conversations are had, they will shut it down. And they did. It happened yesterday. That is why I ask of you, in order to keep the show going and growing, please join the Patreon. We got plans starting as low as $10 a month. It helps keep the show going. It also will give you access to exclusive content. It'll give you access to the Cooperville clothing line when we launch that in a while. Audio, video, bunch of stuff. Please join. The link to join is in the comments of our Patreon. Keep it going. The free speech revolution will not stop because Facebook decides that we were talking too much about politics or about decisions or about service. They won't shut us down. They did, but we'll keep it going with your support via our Patreon. So please go into it. Would mean the world to me and to those who enjoy the show thoroughly. So check it out. Lots of cool stuff coming to our Patreon. And I didn't even know. There was a notification that came up at the 44-minute mark yesterday on the screen. So I see the live stream right here. It's right in front of me, right there. And then up here and over here are the comments. So if you're commenting on Facebook or on YouTube or on Twitch, it all shows up right there. And then up in that cardinal direction above where this logo is, it says to where it's streaming to. And the Facebook one had like a red exclamation point on it. So during the conversation, I'm trying to nonchalantly, because my mouse is actually down here, so you can't really see my hand moving, or you see my arm moving, but the mouse is moving. So I was kind of clicking on it, and it was said stream stopped on Facebook. I didn't acknowledge it at the time. I knew we still had people commenting on the YouTube and on the Twitch, so we just kind of kept it rolling. Went back in, to check the video after it was done, and 44 minutes and some odd seconds in, shut it down. Could have been a technical difficulty, I'm sure, but I believe at that mark we were talking about some political things, some political views. So it wouldn't surprise me too much to have the stream be shut down. Thankfully, so far, it is still up. It is still up on YouTube. It is still up on Twitch, so you can still go and watch it. The audio, obviously, for Patreons, you'll be able to check out the audio coming up over the weekend, so you won't miss out. And I actually talked to Vano after the show last night, and we're going to try to get him back on a regular basis, because what we wanted to do was one of the origin story. We wanted to talk about his time as a SEAL, making that decision, serving the country for 26 years in the most elite of special forces, and then kind of go into some current event stuff and kind of get his take on things. That didn't get a chance to happen. We were at an hour and a half, and we'd filled that time with the service stuff. We talked about the book. We talked about Active Valor, all the things. We talked about his political campaign from last year, about the time they shut the stream down on Facebook. Kind of wild, right? So we're going to try to get him back on, and we'll talk more about, current events, things that are going on, things that he's got an opinion about, and get his take on things. So look for him to return to the show. And it kind of led me into a thought process last night. And, I got off the show, was hanging out with my kid for a while, my girlfriend for a while, and we were just kind of chatting back and forth. Vano called me. We had a long conversation about some things and ideas. And I was like, afterwards, trying to decompress from a long day. As if you watched the show yesterday, you know that I was on the road going to pick up my son. So I was on the road for 6.5, 7 hours yesterday, and came home just in time to do the show. Did the show, and then took the night to kind of decompress from everything. And I was like, is this going to be a regular thing now when we have musicians on, or we have even Dr. J, like I'm surprised Dr. J and I haven't gotten pulled off yet from some of the points that we've made on the show. But is there going to become a time where we only stream on specific outlets? Maybe we just moved to YouTube, but we could run into issues there. Maybe it's just Twitch. We could run into issues there too. It's a crazy thing when you're trying to put this all together and have open form conversation and open dialogue and talk about all the topics that maybe sometimes you're not supposed to talk about, but we're talking about them. And it's a little scary that when you're having those conversations, they just halt them. They just stop them, and they don't exist. But we did end up sharing the YouTube video, which in its entirety is still up on the YouTube page. So, but do we move to a singular platform? Do we just centralize and go like, hey, it's only going to be live on YouTube. It's only going to be live on Twitch. Maybe we switch it up, go back and forth. We try to outpace them. Like today we're on YouTube, today we're on Twitch. I know that gets confusing for a lot of you, because there's a ton of people that show up and watch on the Facebook feed, because it's super simple. You scroll up, or you get the notification that we're live, and you jump on. And but it may be time for us to move the show then over to a place like YouTube for the interim, and perhaps that becomes an issue at some point too, and we have to go to a place like Rumble, or we have to go to a different video outlet, or we just start doing everything in house. We put it up on a singular server and run it on the website. So the website's going to go through a complete revamp. We're gonna redo the whole thing. Which, by the way, if anybody, I know I mentioned this last week on the show at some point. If anybody's into like web design and has some insight, or knows somebody who's into web design and will be interested in being part of the show and working on our website, that would be awesome. If you could DM me, hit me up in DM on Facebook or on Twitch or whatever, throw their name in the comments here. That'd be awesome. We're looking for somebody to revitalize the website, because there could become a point where we have to set it up on our own and stream our content exclusively on the website, because places like Facebook or YouTube or Twitch will shut it down. And if we get to a point, which we're on the verge of on a couple things, where the show is monetized, where you have to watch like an ad or something, and then we get some of that ad revenue. They can, if we have another issue like that, we get to a point where they demonetize our page. It's happened to a ton of different people, where they take away your ability to earn money on your show because of its content, or you get red flagged or things like that. So it's just a wild arena that we're jumping into here. And to have it happen with a decorated former Navy SEAL, retired Navy SEAL senior chief, and have them shut that down yesterday, that's wild. Like, and if you don't think that's wild, we should talk about that whole Constitution thing, because we should be able to talk to a guy like Vano and have those long conversations and great stories that he told. Guy, it was so cool. We had him. He was telling the stories about his training, and then buds and the starched pants thing. And I had people over in the comments, which are over here actually for me, saying, "Oh yeah, when I served, they starched the pants so much you could stand them up on their edge." And a couple of my cousins who have served, they were on here talking about their service in the Navy and in the Marine Corps, and the brother and sisterhood, the unit that is those who serve our country. So, but to have them shut it down, we may have to look at a build out where we're hosting our own video platform on our own website at some point in the future, if this continues to happen. So pretty wild stuff. And where the help comes in that keeps it going is with your support via Patreon. And that link again is in the comment section of whatever you're streaming this from. So please join and help support us. And because that obviously that build out, if we have to do it all on the website, is not going to be a free thing. We want to be able to keep bringing content. We want to have great guests from Vano to Dr. J, and also have all the musicians we've had on, just conversations with all the people. Everybody gets the platform. Everybody gets a chance to talk and tell their story and tell their opinions on things. That's the whole point of why we launched the show, is so everybody got a platform. But you see, when we gave Vano the platform last night, Facebook shut it down halfway through. Pretty wild stuff happening. So if you've already joined our Patreon, thank you so much. That goes and helps a ton with keeping the show going. And if you haven't yet, please do so. Join today. There's 3 different levels you can join, 3 different access. We have more content for the higher stuff, but we still put a ton of stuff out for those even at the $10 a month that join up. So please make it a part of what you have going on. Keep us going. And we appreciate it a ton in advance. A couple of things to get to in the news today. This was kind of my day. It's opening day, baby. It's opening day. I think the Brewers probably lost, though. It was 5-2 in the middle of the ninth when I last checked before we went on for the show. So it's okay, though. They play they have 162 games this year, 162 regular season games. So there's plenty more to catch up on. Apparently there is a 7-foot cutout of Mark Zuckerberg dressed as the QAnon shaman in front of Congress. 7-foot cardboard cutout. It's the QAnon, the QAnon shaman outfit with Zuckerberg's face on it. Jason, I'm going to throw your comment up here real quick. Jason Kane, thank you for watching, Jason, by the way. A bunch of BS when all these social media shutdowns and the cancel culture going back years and years trying to kill past TV shows, cartoons, and stuff. Yeah, it's wild. And the wild thing was, Jason, others who, if you're just tuning in, they shut off our stream last night halfway through on Facebook. 44 minutes in, some red notification I'd never seen before. We've done, what are we, almost 2 months in? 2 months in every single day. So that's, I don't know. What is that? It's 20, 25, 20 shows. Never seen that happen before. It happened last night, and they shut it down after halfway through the show. It's wild. But I digress. The cancel culture thing is getting out of control. But on Thursday afternoon, Mark Zuckerberg, this was from last week. Thursday afternoon, Mark Zuckerberg will once again face questions from Congress about how his platform allegedly helped the Capitol insurrection on January 6th by failing to stop disinformation spread by far-right extremists. This story comes from Vice. So note the twist. Note the spin. But while Zuckerberg will be answering questions remotely from his office in Silicon Valley, a version of him will be present on Capitol Hill. A 7-foot-tall cardboard cutout of Mark Zuckerberg dressed as the QAnon shaman is standing outside of Congress as part of a publicity stunt organized by a consumer activist group, Some of Us. Some of Us, that's what it's called, which is trying to highlight the role Facebook and other tech platforms played in the Capitol riots. So outside of Congress, there's a giant 7-foot cardboard cutout of, it's Zuckerberg's face, but the QAnon shaman, with the horns and the pelt and the shirtless thing, like that's just standing out there, which is it can't be that close to Congress because I believe there's still a 7-foot tall barbed wire fence with razor wire on top of it outside of the Capitol building. I think, pretty sure. I think that's super funny. Like, I get you want to bring attention to it, and the fact that, and this one, as I say this, the bots are listening and they're going to shut this show down too, just like they did yesterday. But the fact that people are wise to it, that's great. Like, people for so long were like, oh, it's probably all those people on Parler. And they're like, oh wait, most of them came from Facebook. We know how that worked out. Facebook, still here, still out monitoring what we're saying. Parler was offline for several months before they finally got back up and running. If none of this is scary to you, that's worrisome. It's a little concerning. You should be worried about these things. And I know it's great if they're not coming after your guy or your platform or what you have to say, but there's this push for Lil Nas X and the whole satanic shoe thing, and they're trying to shut him down. And now the left is like, wait a minute, what? No, you can't shut our guy down. He's just freedom of expression. Like, yeah, we get it. We get it. It's different when they're coming after your guy, isn't it? Should all be the same, right? Should all be on like, hey, no, we just don't, whatever. People can do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's America. The good ideas grow. The bad ideas, they're still able to say them, but they hopefully get pushed down a little bit. Well, they'll never cancel Lil Nas X, man. All right. Now maybe they're starting to believe, like, oh, this is the thing. Like, when somebody does something that somebody else doesn't like, we try to shut them down. Like, we pull the plug on their live stream. I keep my eye up here now because that's where I watch to see if that little red exclamation point pops over the Facebook icon, like, or sorry, you're no longer streaming. It's wild though. They're getting it. Starting to get it. Like this is not a ship that you want to be sailing on. You can't be like, fuck that guy and fuck that guy, fuck all that. And then when they come up to your guy, you can't be like, whoa, well, wait, what are you doing here? Like, we can't do that. That's what you've been doing. It's exactly what you've been doing. And now you're doing it. And now you know what it feels like to have it attempted to happen at you. I don't think they should cancel the Lil Nas X, whatever. Let it be. But it's the teeter-totter. It's okay. Not okay. It's okay. It's not okay. Gotta have balance, people. Gotta have balance. Another thing that they're trying to sell is the doom. The doom and the fear is being sold. This comes from Politico as the CDC director, Rochelle Walensky on Monday said rebounding COVID cases counts gave her a sense of impending doom. Doom. Do we have echo? I think we have like a. I got to figure out how it works, but we have like an echo button on here somewhere. I'll figure it out. The mixing board has like all these sound effects. I'm like, I don't use that. That would have been a perfect spot though. Doom, doom, impending doom. They're selling you fear. Doom is coming. She warned the public to continue to follow public health precautions with more contagious strains of the virus taking hold. Doom. Politico. Right up in your face with that. The CDC director says doom is coming. Right now, I'm scared, is her quote. A visibly shaken Walensky said at a briefing during which officials warned the country is headed towards another surge, with new cases topping 30 million in the U.S. and deaths once again averaging about 1,000 a day. Doom. Doom is coming to you. Doom will come. It's not going to be in the form of COVID cases. It's not. It's going to be in the form of people who are fed up with the bullshit, and who knows? Who knows what when you push people to over a year of all of this, promise a vaccine that's going to make it all better. Without the vaccine, you still got to do all the shit. I'm like, why would I get it then? That makes no fucking sense at all. Well, doom. That's why doom. Oh, okay, doom. Not the doom. I love. Obviously, Wisconsin. Representing Brewers today. And I wanted to talk to Van about this yesterday, but we got into a bunch of other great conversations. But we have him back on, and we'll talk about it. But a Wisconsin Supreme Court overruling and overturning Governor Tony Evers' emergency order and the mask mandate. So we no longer have a mask mandate in the state of Wisconsin. Doom! No. We're one of like 20 states. It's okay. Not saying you don't have to. All it's saying is you don't have to. If you want to, by all means. But now the power comes in the county, right? It's in the county has the power now. The county health department has the power. You know, those elected officials they're not elected? Oh, that's right. So here in the county that I live in, we open, baby. Come on and play. Come and play up here. We're good. We're all hanging out. We're all doing the things. We're going to enjoy spring, summer, all that. Now, in the county just below us, in Eau Claire County, the city came out like minutes after it was announced that the Supreme Court of the state had lifted the mask mandate and said it is still in effect in our county. We will enforce fines up to $200 if you're not complying, which, by the way, is against the law, just in case you're wondering. So you have, again, and I've talked about this repeatedly on the show, you have state to state, county to county now, living in different standards. Even in the confines of the state, you have a county line, two different set of rules. It's a weird dichotomy of, if I'm making plans to go out to do something, to go enjoy a movie, to go restaurant, stop at whatever, I'm going to the place where I can do it how I want to do it. I want to go and I want to sit next to my group and I want to interact with other people. I'm going to go to that place. I'm not going to go to a place where they're like, nope, sorry, not here. And everybody who's in the county that has the still in effect, they're about to hop in their cars and take their money out of your county and bring it to mine. And we welcome you. With open arms, we welcome you. Say, come hang out with us. It's fun up here, man. We got a bunch of cool stuff that happens up here. Come on, let's hang out. Come on. Buy me a beer. Yeah, for crossing the line. I'm kidding. I mean, if you want to. But it's crazy. Like I was following the comments on that post that that the city had put out about we're still enforcing our mask mandate in the county. And you had of course, bah. That was actually pretty good. Bah. I do a pretty good sheep. The sheeples are like, oh, good. And some woman was like, God bless you. God bless you. And then you had the other contingent of free thinkers that are like, no, I'm taking my money. I'm going elsewhere. Sorry if all of your businesses struggle and some of them close down because of the bullshit. Sorry, going elsewhere, going to where I can do what I want to do. Because last I checked, we were in America. So we are not, indeed not, all in this together. I've said that from the start. We're not in this together. We may be in this together, but we're all floating on different ships in the ocean, man. Some people got the ocean liners. They're good. They're like, yeah, whatever. Keep it fucking light. I talk to people from LA, California all the time on the show. And you just see they're like, oh, God, it just sucks. You can't do anything. Can't do anything. Meanwhile, I'm up here, I'm like, we can do whatever we want. It's great. I can go to the gas station, chat with the attendants. I love the two ladies at the gas station. Every morning I stop in there. They're always in there. Happiest two ladies ever. Always chatting back and forth and love it. Go out to eat in a restaurant. It's great. These people in California and other places are just like, oh man, I miss and the lockdowns and I'm like, bro, like your numbers still suck. Just go out and do stuff. You know, my favorite restaurant shut down. It's never going to open again. That's on your government, man. That's on your governor. That's on your health department. Got to go and do what you want to do. You really do. And that includes the fact if you are paranoid in fear, paralyzed by fear, and you're really truly scared of catching COVID, spreading COVID, grandma getting COVID, whatever. That's fine. Like you're entitled to live that way. That's the great thing about freedom is you're free to live the way you want to live. You want to wear a mask, you want a double mask, triple mask, quadruple mask, 10 masks, I don't care. Go for it. Do it. I'm all in. That makes you happy? I'm all for your happiness. Really am. Where you don't get to step in is to say, well, if I have to do it, you have to do it. No, I don't do it. I don't have to. If there is a place that says you may not enter here without wearing a mask, I'll be like, that's fine. I will go somewhere where they're not assholes. That's cool. Like, I'm cool with it. Like, I don't get confrontational. It's the people that like are the maskers and that are super duper fearful of this. Those are the aggressors, man. Those are the ones that get confrontational. It's because they're in fear and they're jealous because you got other people wearing masks. Man, like, fuck, just chill out. We go grocery shopping the other day, Sunday. Went out, a couple of grocery stores, a couple of different stores to get some different things. People went out wearing masks. Like, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Beautiful day. People masked up, man. They're just like, get my food. I'm going to go out of here. Like, all right. Clearly unhappy. What you got, Jason? Do I think this mask BS will be carried out through the summer festivals and other events? What that look like? I think it would just be a bunch of masks on the ground. You know, it's going to depend on where said festival is held, because at the end of the day, the county has the call. The county either has a mask mandate in order or they don't. It's that simple. And those who want to wear them are free to do so. Those who don't want to are free to do so. Freedom. A novel idea. So it's all it depends on, where that festival is held, which county it's being held. If it's held in a county there's no state mask mandate, but if it's held in a county that has a mask mandate in place, they'll have to enforce that. If it's held in a county where there's no mask mandate, then You're free to do whatever you want to do. Wear one, don't wear one. It's all good. We're all here to rock and roll or throw down, hoe down. It's all good. We're all here. Let's have some fun this summer. Cannot wait. The lifeblood, the music, bring it back. Let's get it on, man. The fans are jacked up. They're excited. The bands are jacked up, man. They're ready. They are ready to throw down for some shows. And you know what? And now that we have no emergency order in place in Wisconsin, it's all going to be up to the county. But venues, full cap, shows, bands, they're like, Wisconsin, we're in. Let's go. Let's make the trip. But I do think, yeah, if you had a mandate, or you're in a county that has a mandate or has a mandate this summer when festivals are happening, I'm not even sure, Jason, what that looks like, you know? Get your beer and you're like, do you have to do it in like a special room? I don't know. But again, that's it's all up to the county and those in control. Those that are running the show, those unelected officials that are making your choices. That's crazy, right? Like, wait a minute. What about the voice of the people? Well, it doesn't matter if it's just somebody who was hired for this position. Like, if they're elected, then you can, recall them. Something. A random person just making the calls. Shit. You got luck. Come on up to my county, man. It's beautiful up here. It's fun. It's fun to live free. And again, people get confused that it's a whole thing about, well, they're not going to wear. Well, if you want to wear one, then do it. That's the thing. Like, nobody's stopping you from living how you want to live, and nobody's stopping me from living how I want to live. And others that don't want to mask, others don't want to deal with the bullshit. Nobody's stopping you from living either way. That's the great thing about freedom, is you can do what you want. I mean, within the confines of the law. It'll be interesting, though. We're just a couple days into this whole Wisconsin no mask mandate, no emergency order. According to the Supreme Court of the state of Wisconsin, the governor overstepped his bounds. The emergency order was only supposed to be in place, only can be in place. According to the Wisconsin Constitution, it can only be in place for 60 days. If it goes past 60 days, which is 2 months, 2 months and some change, depending on which months, then it has to be voted on in Congress. I believe that's how it works. They have to vote on it and say, yeah, we can extend this. We need to extend this. But it was just like, nope, another one. Infinite emergency orders. No more. But we'll see. County to county, it's going to be wild. You are going to see people travel. I've heard stories already of people traveling out of their county because they won't let them do it. It's the same thing that happened when Minnesota was shut down and Wisconsin was open. Is all the people that wanted to go out and have a good time and go to a restaurant in Minnesota drove across the state line and went to Hudson and went to La Crosse and went to Superior, all the places, all the major cities that are right across the border, and they went and spent their money there. Now you're going to see that happen county to county. Be like, oh, we wanted to go out here. We wanted to celebrate a birthday and we can't do it. Okay, I'll take my money and my time and I will go somewhere else. Okay. It's like those little things shutting down, or having businesses get shut down because they're worried or have to try to survive on 25% capacity. Again, come on over. This is where the fun starts. It's gonna be good. But wild stuff, man. You gotta watch out for the fear stuff though, because it's all out there. It's all fear-based sales. Fear theory. We talked about it with Dr. J. There's a great research paper out there. Look up fear theory. And if you don't do this, this will happen to you. If you don't buy now, it's a marketing ploy. They're using strategic marketing in order to manipulate people. If you don't, grandma dies. Fucking chill out, dude. Like, making decisions for everybody. That's the scary part. The healthy ones, the unhealthy ones, we all know it. Comorbidity factors, 2 to 3. If you're unhealthy, yeah. If you feel sick, yeah, stay home. Do the things. If you're not, if you're healthy and you feel good, go out and do things that make you feel good. Like, you don't get time back. Like, you don't get it back. Go and live. There's been a lot of great stories, a lot of silver linings coming out of 2020 into 2021 about people really applying themselves and, taking the time to get into shape or become better humans, become better parents, become better musicians, become better writers, artists, all the stuff. Start businesses. A ton of people started their business. They're like, I'm sick of this shit. Utilizing their time wisely. But to not be able to go and celebrate a birthday or celebrate an anniversary or any of these things. Friday night with your boys, going out, sitting on a patio somewhere, smoking cigars, talking shit. Girls' night, going out, ladies going out, doing the thing, enjoying each other's company, friendship, family, all the things. Go out and do that shit. Don't let an unelected official tell you that you can't do it, or you have to do it in a particular. You can do it, but you have to do it in a particular way. No, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Well, you'll face the criticism of others. Hold on a second. I do not have any fucks. Go fish. People worried about other people think about you. Gotta knock that shit off. What will they think of me? Who cares? What you think of you? That's what's important. What you think of you? That's important. Get on board with that, man. Get on board with that. I'm gonna wrap up the show. I can hear my my child is upstairs bouncing around. I'm like, we don't have a trampoline. Nonetheless, having one in the house, but it sounds like there is one happening upstairs. So I'm gonna go do dad stuff. But I appreciate you all tuning in, Jason, and everybody else who was commenting here today on all the different streaming platforms. Thank you for being a part of today's show. Again, if you missed the open, they cut off our halfway through. They cut off our conversation yesterday with retired Navy SEAL Senior Chief Derek Van Orden. But you can still find the entire conversation, which I encourage you to go and watch. It was an absolutely fantastic conversation about his service, about his life after the service, about his book. Great stories from John Voight to how he knows all the SEALs that I know, at least know from like Goggins and Jocko Willink and Marcus Luttrell and all the great guys that I've read their books and followed them on their podcasts and stuff like that. It was a great conversation. And then, we talked about some political stuff too. We talked about the bullshit in politics and all the things, man. We just laid it out. And well, the full video is on YouTube and on Twitch. YouTube.com/Cooperville Live, Twitch.tv/No Limit Cooper. Or if you have the Twitch app, which I encourage you to get, because we may be moving over there permanently as our singular streaming platform, depending on how things continue to go. Download the Twitch app. It's free to download. Create an account. It takes a couple of seconds. And then search No Limit Cooper and hit the follow button, and you'll get notified every time that we go live right here on the program. Very excited for a Friday show tomorrow. Kick you off into the weekend, a weekend where it's supposed to be damn nice around here. 70-degree temperatures and sunshine both Saturday and Sunday for Easter weekend. Excited for that. There's ham in my future, which I'm excited for. I eat that ham, man. I eat the shit out of that ham. But running for city council in Eau Claire, which is the county who has the current mask mandate in order. We don't up here. Kyle Woodman going to be back on the program tomorrow afternoon, starting at 5:10. So he will join, and we'll talk about his big election that's coming up next Tuesday, and the importance of it's not just the big elections. You got to start with every election there is. You got to get out and you got to vote and you got to do your research on your candidates. You got to have knowledge. You got to know what you're shaping, the decisions you make now, how they affect you and affect you immediately, and they affect you in the future, and they affect your kids. Like, you got to get out, vote. Kyle Woodman, he'll be on tomorrow. We'll talk all sorts of shit about that, and ask him if he wants to move to Chippewa. Like, hey man, guess what? We don't have a beer. He's cool though. He doesn't. He's fine with it. It's all good. That's coming up tomorrow on the show, 5 p.m. on all the usual outlets. Hopefully Facebook doesn't cut us off like they did yesterday. But YouTube and Twitch, search Cooperville Live, and then No Limit Cooper on Twitch. And I will see you again tomorrow at this same time. Until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. We wish you adieu and say peace, because we